Yep. Forgot my minis. Welcome, 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 welcome. It is STEM Research. Mike, Love, and the gang is back. Lesson is back. Thank you for joining us tonight. She had been under the weather. She's feeling a little better. I said, hey, can you stop by? She said, if I'm up. She's up. Who else is here? The original DJ J.U. Ice, Mr. Majors. I'm just here for the chips and grape Kool-Aid. Is that Doritos? Is that a Dorito, bro? Shout out to everyone who is now watching us on Facebook. Today is October 1st, so let's make some moves. Let's get the show really, really popping, right? So in my mind, I'm like, we need to stream to all the other platforms because guess what? Black folks are like, Twitch, what's that? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to get on that. I don't know. So everybody's feed, everybody that originates on Twitch or originates on IG, everybody is, out on all of the platforms. So I said, hey, I have a Restream account. Why don't I link it? I'm pretty technologically savvy. I can figure things out, and sure enough, I did. So for those of you watching us on other platforms, we are broadcasting live on Twitch. Twitch is our home base, so you can catch us at Mike MFN Love on Twitch. So if you are so inclined to download the Twitch app and come and see us, that is where we are. All right, you can come see us at Twitch, Mike MFN Love on Twitch, all one word. Search for me, download the app, and set your alerts for 8 o'clock, or set your alerts for to be notified when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock Central, 9 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. I get that wrong every day, don't I? Let's start over. Take two. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. All right. Mr. Majors is here. Lesson is back again. And everything is fine in the world. NJ Chicago, Nikki, I saw that. The name went by too quick. You know what? I got a whole scroll right here. So let me scroll back. She J Nikki. So shout out to you as well. So hopefully this will help to get our numbers. I'm happy with the numbers. I like where we are. 3 months in, not bad. 3.5 months. We started in June. We've been on every day except for, emergency broadcasts or emergency holidays and things like that. We're on 5 days a week at 8 o'clock. That's all I got to say. Nobody has a schedule like that. Nobody on Twitch has a schedule like that. 5 days a week. And I'm adding a 6th show on Saturday very, very soon. The Old Man Rap Show will be starting in October. I'm getting everything together. I've got the music. All I have to do is figure out what time I want to do and then put the graphics together, and we're good to go. 6 days a week. Boom. So today being October 1st, it's a Friday. It's Bandcamp Friday. It's just all kind of great things going on. So I said to myself, this is what we're going to do. We're going to broadcast live on all the platforms. We are up to 505 followers in 3.5 months. I'm really happy about that. Shout out to everybody who has followed us. But the work is just beginning. STEMs are a lifestyle. Actually, many streamers had a schedule like this, but I ain't going to go there. Okay. All right. Well, guess what? Nobody I know has a schedule like this. Nobody I know. The old men and women that I follow are on like once, twice a week. Like that's plenty for me. But yeah, I mean, streamers, gamers, absolutely. 5 days a week, 6, 7. Shoot, let's go for 7. All right, I want to show you guys a video. And, I've been able to do this through Shout out to Mr. Majors. Shout out to Mr. Majors. This show is STEM research. Let me give you some background on what we do. So on this show, Monday through Friday, I pick 2 or 3 songs, and I find the master stems for those songs, and I go through those songs, and basically what I do is I play those songs and I break those songs down track by track. So let's say I have I'm Every Woman by Shaka Khan or Funkin' for Jamaica by Tom Brown. So first I'll start out with the instrumental. We'll play that all the way through because you always hear the song with the singing on top, the vocals. So I want to present the song in its greatness and give the artists, the musicians, some love. Let the musicians breathe a little bit. You'll hear things and sounds and instruments that you never heard before because most of the time you're concentrating on the singing unless it's an instrumental. So we do that, and then track by track we go in and we break down the drums, the bass, the guitar, the keyboards, the strings, all of the instruments, and then finally we end up with the vocal take. Well, our own Mr. Majors, who is one of the Stimulators is the name of our chat, the people in our community. So he talked about this yesterday on the chat. He said, man, in Philadelphia, there's a university that has all of the masters for Sigma Studios. Now, Sigma Studios is the main studio where most of the disco. Let me stop. If you came through Philadelphia and you recorded in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s, you probably recorded in Sigma Studios. All of the Philadelphia International records were recorded there. And music from all types of artists coming into Philadelphia to work with those artists and to work with those producers and arrangers, etc. So there's a PBS there's a segment from a PBS show where they go in the studio, in the archives. So Sigma Studios, I guess, like, we're shutting down. We got no more room for this. Let's donate these things to a school. They donate them to this college and all of the tapes. Let me tell you, this is my dream, ladies and gentlemen. Like, you think most DJs want to be in a room full of records? Like, we have every record that so-and-so ever pressed. No. This is my dream. Let me show you guys this video. Let me show you.
What's here?
What's here is about 7,000 reels of tape on about 10 to 12 different formats. In these particular tapes, you have individual tracks side by side on a piece of tape where you record individual pieces of the recording. So these aren't the final product.
So on one track is the drums, one track is the saxophone.
Right. So
that's STEM research.
Listen to individual performances to individual musicians. That makes these, to me, fairly intriguing for educational purposes because you are stepping one step back into the recording process and you can dig into musically individual players. You can look at production-wise.
That's what we do on this show. Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. So this is me in front of the computer.
LBC and his team have digitized tracks by many
What
of the marquee
Stevie Wonder
names in
song
the
is this?
archives.
Can we hear just his vocals?
Honey, I love you too much.
Everyone from Stevie Wonder to David Bowie, whose early version of his
Come on, bro. That's STEM research. They're doing STEM research in Philadelphia at this college. I could let the video play, but we're broadcasting on different platforms. So now there's going to be problems with, copyrights or whatever. So I'm stopping the video. But they are actually taking those tapes, that wall of tapes, and they're transferring them. They've digitized most of the records. I'm willing to bet that some of the stems that are coming out of the game, that are floating around, are probably coming from that school. If somebody is leaking them, I'm reaching out to the white guy. I'm reaching out to that guy. Like, are you serious, bro? Like, every song that was ever recorded And they said, so they transferred, so there's 7,000 tapes, and they've transferred most of the hits, which leaves thousands of other, the story goes on to say that they found this group, Nat Turner or something or other, and like they had all this unreleased music on these reels. They transferred it. They found the guys who made the record, and they released it on record. So this college is doing more with these. They're doing the Lord's work with these masters, is what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, it's profit for the school. I'm sure they're throwing the artist a bone as well. And there's a guy sitting at his computer playing STEM research, man. It's like my dream come true, bro. We gotta. I'm finding a way to reach out to that guy and like, look, I've got a class online, as a matter of fact. I do this thing called STEM research. I've got all the episodes. I'd like to send you some. I'd like to show you what I'm doing. I'd like to get some of those masters from you. Man. I'm going to befriend a female in the AV department. Come on, bro. There's got to be a way. Like, are you serious? So I just wanted to share that. I think that's so cool. Mr. Majors, thank you for sharing that with me and tagging a few people on Facebook. A trip to Philly would be nice, but it's time to find these guys via email and Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. So we got to let them know. Tag them in this because, man, they got the heat. What was that? I mean, Stevie Wonder recorded at Sigma Studios. Dude was just playing like, yeah. Could I hear the vocal? Everybody's into this thing that we're doing. STEM research. All right, so tonight we've got a great show lined up. We've got 3 great STEMs. We'll do Sister Sledge, Thinking of You from the We Are Family album from 1979. Skyy's Here's to You from 1980 from the Skyport album. And we'll wrap up the show tonight with 5 minutes of funk, This Ain't No Junk from Whodini from 1984, that great year that I graduated high school. 1984 was a very good year, a very memorable year for me, and it stands out. I think anybody's graduation year is like a great year, right? It's like, man, 1990 was the ish. All right, so let's start out with the Sister Sledge, shall we? Let's jump right into it. Urgency in transferring digitally, as those original reels can deteriorate and or subject to damaging, requiring baking the tape to make them potentially viable. I agree. I'm thinking because there's a part on the video. Go check the video out on YouTube. Mr. Majors, if you could share the link in the chat, that would be great. With the other stimulators, let's just call it a little extra credit for class. Basically, they have a transferring machine. So if they've got a transferring machine, I'm sure they're baking. Yeah, I mean, wow. Think about it, man. Like, they have the reels, and Eastern 001 is right. Eastern is right. Those tapes are very fragile and have been known to fall apart on the reel to reel. So you have to take them. What he was saying, what Eastern is saying, is exactly right. They take them and put them in the stove and bake them, so they don't, you have to bake them for a certain amount of time at a certain temperature. Take them out, put them hot on the reel, like you're working at Subway and their bread. You have to take the hot reels out of the stove, your actual stove. It doesn't have to be a particular kind of stove. It can be a home stove. It can be a whatever. So I'm guessing, because that's all I can do, I have to be able to reach out to this guy and ask him questions. I'm betting they have a stove there at the school. It's a school. I mean, they got Pro Tools. They've got a reel. Bro, I was so geeked watching that. So, yeah, absolutely. 1980, yes, sir. Turn of the decade just felt like a new sense of freedom in the air, musically and otherwise. Jasmine 1269, welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat, I should say. King T7, welcome as well. All right, so let's jump into the Sister Sledge because I could spend all night talking about the Masters and, I mean, Jesus, bro. Like, that gave me a new shout out to Mr. Majors. Thank you again. That's how we do around here. That gave me a new sense of, like, at least to be able to contact the guy and just, you know, find out what they've got. You know what I'm saying? And they work the stuff into their class. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so we're doing, can you imagine? Bro, STEM research, the class. Oh my God, that's what I'm doing already. STEMs is the future, even though that video is from about a year ago. All right, so let's jump into it. Anyway, as I was saying, Sister Sledge, 1979, from the We Are Family album. 4 big monster hit records from that album. He's the Greatest Dancer, which was the first single. We Are Family. How about this? We Are Family wasn't even the first single. That's a setup single for you. I like how they did that. They knew they had, man, when a record label knows they got a banger in the chamber, they be like, wait. Sometimes you come with the banger out the gate. Like sometimes you just gotta hit them upside the head. Like this all we got. Like with TLC. Well, technically TLC didn't hit you with No Scrubs. They hit you with Silly Ho, and then they hit you with, No Scrubs. But they came with Greatest Dancer. He's the Greatest Dancer was the first single. Top 10 hit. Boom. Top 10 pop hit. Number 1 black hit. Nice setup. We're talking about Sister Sledge. The ladies had been on the label since 1973 and had no hit records. It's 1979. It's 6 years. They're like, what do we have to do to break these girls? They got everything in their catalog. They remade As by Stevie Wonder. Nothing. I mean, nothing would stick with these girls. Nothing. So one of the heads at the label meets with Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards and is like, man, we got these girls. They're sisters. And they don't do anything, everything they do together. Like, he basically took this meeting with this executive, took the words from the meeting and put those words into song form. And that song became We Are Family. It was just like, okay, we got these sisters. And this was Chic's first project that wasn't a Chic project. So this was the beginning of the Chic organization. They had did their thing with their records, and they were getting of course, club play and radio play. And they feel like this album is their masterpiece. I mean, it's kind of hard to feel like that Diana project, even though the Diana project was massive in itself. Diana basically kind of took that record back and was like, nah, this is what we're going to do with this. So that turned out to be kind of unfortunate. This album and the album with Good Times, both from 1979, both monsters. But this is the album, the We Are Family album, that these guys feel is their crowning jewel in their production. He's the Greatest Dancer. First single, as I said, out the gate, top 10 hit. Boom, bam. Come with the second single, We Are Family. Forget about it. It's an anthem. It's over. It's done. Number 2 pop song. Can you believe it? Didn't go to number 1, but went to number 1 on the black chart. Third single, Lost in Music. By this point, it's heaters. The song didn't do as well pop or black, but everybody knows the song because you know the album. I'm lost in music. Lost in Music. And then a 4th single, which was never released in the United States, but in 1984, there's that year again, randomly this song was released in the UK. The song caught fire in London, Thinking of You, for no reason. They're like, let's release it was a B-side. It was actually initially a B-side to one of the early singles in the 70s. Then 6 years later, they're like, you know what? Let's release this song. And it goes almost top 10. It goes to number 11 on the chart. And the song still has legs to this day. We talk about the pandemic and the original pandemic DJ, Mr. D Nice himself. This song is one of his theme songs. It's one of his theme songs because in the 1980s, it was a big record. It has continued. It's more of an East Coast thing. It's definitely not that record in Chicago, and I thank D Nice for kind of exposing it to the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? And he made it a theme song for his live feeds, and people were like, man, this is a cut. How could I have missed this song all these years? Well, it's always been on that album. It's always been a soul classic. It's down tempo compared to all the other songs that popped on that album. Greatest Dancer, We Are Family, Lost in Music, all disco-esque tempo. This is more of an R&B soul kind of a chugging burner type of thing. And a great song, absolutely great song. I'm glad that it got its credit in the 80s. It's still getting its credit to this day because it's a great song. Was huge in the UK. I've always loved this record, very underrated. Absolutely. Miss Chris, thank you for joining us. Let's see. According to Nile, let's see what Atlantic didn't like We Are Family. So they had to give Sister Sledge, He's the Greatest Dancer, as their first singer. Greatest Dancer was supposed to be a Chic song for the Say Chic album. Oh, the insight. This is why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not the teacher. I'm the facilitator. The class is always in the chat. The stimulators. Welcome to STEM University, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We may not have a basement full of archived Sigma Studios tapes, but guess what? We're in a basement and we get a lot of love. Can you imagine like the cadet chess records, archives? Where are they? Where are those masters? Where are the DJ International masters? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll get to the bottom of all of this, bro. I'm getting to the bottom of it. We're getting to, yeah. I'm going to do the research. All right, so let's jump into it. Enough of the teaching moment about the song and the class. Let's jump into the groove. Let's jump into the music. Right here on STEM Research, it's the girls. Sister Sledge. Oscar Bravo. What up, bro? Thank you to our folks that are joining us for the very first time on Facebook. We are broadcasting live to Facebook and not Instagram, and Twitter. Good evening, class. Welcome. Thank you, Mr. Majors, for posting the link. Halle Berry. Okay. Thank you for the backstory. I see you shining, son. Shout out to everybody watching us on Facebook. We may get banned. Those of you watching us on Facebook, please consider watching us on Twitch. Or Purchase Enjoy on Facebook, Mike MFN Love on all the social platforms. Sister Sledge Thinking of You. Just the instrumental. That's how we start out on STEM Research. Song, tracks, essential music. We are diving into the DNA of some of the greatest songs ever written, produced, and performed to show you all the way down to the instrumentalists, every single person that played on the song. Let's jump into it with this song. We always start out with the instrumental drums. So it's going to be another laid-back drum performance on this one. Tony Thompson. Tony Thompson didn't get his just due until when? Until Power Station. Because he was playing like some laid-back grooves. All right, so we'll start out with the congas. We'll start congas, and then we'll work our way to the drums. Since the congas kind of start the song, let's start out with some percussion. Sammy Figueroa on bongos. Come on, Sammy. Nice groove, nice groove. Tony Thompson, of course, on drums. Y'all know how the Chic organization gets down. They're family. It was the first weekend we went on lockdown in March, and Michelle Obama was hosting. I remember all of that. That following night, everybody came back for more, and that's what happened. Didn't get a lot of people through the pandemic. I know I would have died. I know I would have died if it wasn't for D Nice. No, shout out to D Nice, man. I mean, he's an OG. Obviously, BDP. I was watching old episodes of Luke Cage, and he was DJing on Luke Cage. I was like, look at D-Nice. Before he blew. Like, he was a celebrity DJ and has been a celebrity DJ for quite some time. So they picked the right one, man. They had the right guy. He had the right following, the right vibe. Shout out to D-Nice, man, who was the original pandemic DJ. Club quarantine. Thank God all of that is over, right? All right, enough of that. Y'all know I don't talk about the real world on here. We will talk about people in the real world as they relate to music. All right, nice groove so far. Let's get into the breakdown. All right, let's get into the breakdown of the track. So let's jump back into what we do here. All right, Tony Thompson's about to take a break. This is the breakdown of the song. Monster hit in 1984 in the UK. Come on, conga player. Sammy Figueroa working with Tony Thompson. Come on, Sammy. They pull back on the mix. All right, let's take Sammy out. Again, listen to the man. The man, Tony Thompson, always giving you a steady, you know what I'm saying? He's a machine. He is a machine. On this show, on STEM Research, we have done a ton of songs that Tony Thompson played drums on. Of course, all of the Chic songs, most of the songs that Nile Rodgers produced. So everything from Let's Dance by David Bowie to Madonna played on those drums like a virgin. Killing it on Like a Virgin, though. Like he had been waiting. But he's in a groove. He's in a pocket. That's what we like. That's what we like on. This is a hustle song. It is. It is. I'm surprised it wasn't big in the United States, man. They just didn't get to it, you know? The album had done what it had done. All right, there it is. There it is. All right, it's time for guitar and bass together. Let's get the brothers, the guys that write and produce and direct these songs. Mr. Nile Rodgers and Mr. Bernard Edwards are the tandem that are the brain trust, more or less, behind all things Chic organization. Of course, this is a Sister Sledge, and it's so funny because when Babyface goes on tour, he sings all of the songs that he wrote, and so does Nile Rodgers. Like Nile Rodgers, when Chic is performing, they're not just doing Chic songs, they're doing Diana Ross songs, but mostly they're doing, I think that you consider, or I do, and I can't say you, I consider these Chic songs, and sometimes there's like this blurred line where it's like, is that Chic? Like the songs from this album that are Sister Sledge songs feel so much like Chic songs that it's very easy for them to perform them in concert, and it's easy for me to sometimes as a listener, Greatest Dancer, was that Chic? Lost in Music, Lost in Music, that's, you know, but it's dope, man, it's dope, very dope music. So let's move it up. All right, let's back it up, let's not. Because the count in, he did like a little extra guitar. He did an extra lick on the count in, which I think is dope. He gave you the last one. He gave you the last one with that lick. So, Nile Rodgers being Nile Rodgers, right? Legendary guitar player. Even though this style is what Ray Parker was doing all of the 1970s, you can kind of say that Nile Rodgers helped to bring the style into the 1980s. Come on. Jasmine, where you at? Let's go. Shaka, what up? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, the original DJ JUI said a lot of church in the comments. Like, we didn't necessarily want to go to Twitch, but you had no choice because Facebook and the blocks, like, I don't even know if this show will make it all the way through, to be honest. It'll probably make it through live, and then I'll just delete it because there'll be so many mutes. We are now, we're broadcasting live on Facebook, on my personal page, Mike Love. We're broadcasting on my Twitch page, which is Mike and MFN Love. And we're broadcasting on my YouTube channel, Mike Love Show. I got to get that uniformity. Y'all know I'm in the uniformity. I got to get uniformity. You got the bass? You got the bass? In tandem. Listen to that. Break it down right here. Ooh, that's that break. Now 8 good on this song. Like, he 8. This is a Nile Rodgers record. Because he literally has a breakdown. He's like, I got a groove, man. I got one. S.T.E.M Research is the name of the show. Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, on my Twitch channel, Mike and MFN Love. Come on. We go through the songs track by track by track. This is what we do, man. Jeff the Illest, thank you for joining us on Twitch, sir. Appreciate it, brother. Well, you can't say that it didn't do well because of the death of disco, because all of those songs did well, like right around that time. I mean, you could say that, but and let's be clear about the death of disco, quote unquote. Disco records were still being made, produced, and becoming hit records all the way into 1981. So disco didn't die, they just stopped calling it disco. As a matter of fact, Take Your Time, Do It Right by the SOS Band is definitely a disco record. Definitely a disco record. And it was #1 black in 1981. So when people come with that disco died in 79 at White Sox Park, I hate that argument. I hate it because it's really just something that people made up over the years. You know what I'm saying? To serve whatever purpose that they are trying to accomplish, which is, you know, the birth of house music or whatever. But again, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, when you say disco died and it birthed house music didn't even get on the radio. Like the Hot Mix 5 isn't until 84. So what's happening in that 4-year span? A lot's happening in that 4-year span. It went back underground. That's the New York media making up a story, giving it back to Chicagoans, and because we want to be on TV, we're like, okay, we'll take that. Thank you. You're gonna put me on TV, right? All right. I'll say what you want me to say, Mr. and Mrs. New York person. All right. Mr. New York media. All right, let's fast forward to some of the other instruments. We've got pianos. Let's get to some of the lushness. There we go. Strings, baby. You see the song title, Thinking of You from Sister Sledge. I'm still live. Thank you, J.U. Ice. Shaggy Nice, what up? B. Alicia, happy Friday to you. There's really no dark ages. I mean, you have that whole era of what? You have new wave, you have everything that the whole punk out scene Herb Kent was doing. He was playing house and imports and new wave songs. So there was a whole scene of that. That was house as well. Around 80, 81, 82. All right, let's pull the strings back. Let's pull the strings back. You got beautiful, listen to that. Beautiful pianos. Horns. Come on. Electric piano. So beautiful. Strings. Chic strings, baby. We already did bass. What are we doing? Good day from Australia. Mel, thank you for checking in. Strings out. Listen to that. Beautiful. All right, let's jump into the vocals. We finally got to the vocals. We broke down all of the separate instruments on this song, and now we are going to get into the sisters themselves. So, Kathy Sledge sings lead on this one, and her sisters back her up. So let's get into that. Let's get into this great vocal performance.
Everybody, let me tell you about my love brought to you by an angel from above, fully equipped with a lifetime guarantee. Once you try it, I am sure that you'll see. Without love, there's no reason to live. Without you, what would I do with the love I give? All my loving to you I'll be giving, and I promise this I'll do as long as I'm living. I'm thinking of you and the things you do to me that makes me love you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. Hey, it's you and the things you do to me that makes me love you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. All the time, he makes me glad that I'm alive. Together, we will survive. And what do you think brought the sun out today? It's my baby. Oh, help me sing. Without love,
Nick Clusive
without
is
love,
back.
There's no reason to live.
Happy birthday.
Without you, oh, what will I do with the love I give? All my loving to you I'll be giving, and I promise this I'll do as long as I'm living.
Come on.
I'm thinking of you and the things you do to me that makes me love you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. Hey, it's you and the things you do to me that makes me love you. Now I'm living in ecstasy.
Breakdown. Yes. So a very straightforward vocal performance on this one. Miss Raspy herself. Sounds like she has spent the whole day in the studio singing.
I'm in love again, and it feels so good. Hey, it's you and the things you do to me that makes me love you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. Yeah, it's you and the things you do to me that makes me love you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. Oh, it's you and the things you do to me that makes me love you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. You, let me tell you about and the things you do to me that
on,
makes
Kathy.
me love you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. I love you. Yeah,
Just Kathy.
yeah. Oh, that makes me love you. That makes me love you. Just keep on doing what you're doing to me. It's ecstasy. It's you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. Oh, it's you. Now I'm living in ecstasy. It's you.
She got the thumbs up from the engineer. Kathy, 19-year-old Kathy Sledge on lead vocals with her sister Sledge. What is it? Debbie, Joni, Chachi. Debbie, Joni, Kathy, and Kim. All right. The Sledge sisters, man. 6 years on the label before they popped. Can you imagine? 6 years before they hit. And they hit hard, like they hit. All right. Sister Sledge on the one and only, the only one, the show that matters. I can't wait to get to Philly, man. STEM Research, Mike MFN Love. Song Tracks Essential Music, that is what the acronym stands for. Don't save. Let's open up a new project. What do we got next? Here's to You from Skyy. How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in. As always, everybody, hope you guys are enjoying the show. Thank you, guys. As always, man, thank you. I can't say thank you enough. Thank you to everybody that's watching us on Facebook for the first time. I mean, sometimes, it's all on your phone, right? It's all an app, right? Just close out one app, open up another. You don't even have to do that, because if you follow us on Twitch, so follow the page, Mike MFN Love, come to Twitch, open up Twitch, or go on your browser, twitch.tv, or download the app, because guess what? It's an app as well. You can, after you follow the page, you can set your alerts for when we go live. So whenever I go live, you'll see the show on Twitch on your phone. You can put it on your big screen. You can do that with Facebook as well. Who watches anything on their phone? Who's watching on their phone? Some people do. I watch Twitch on TV. That's the coolest thing. If you would have told me 10 years ago I could watch my favorite DJs on television, fam, I'm in. I'm literally watching my friends like, bro, you're on TV. And they be like, I know, bro, that's crazy. Crazy technology, man. I said technology was coming to this. I was like, you'll be able to do everything in your car. You won't have to listen to the radio in your car. I said that one day. I was like, everything that's on the internet. This was way before aux cords. I was like, yeah, you're going to be able to listen to stuff on the internet in your car and all this other stuff. And we are living in that world today. All right. Here's to you. Okay. All right. Here's to you from Skyy from 1980. They had 2 albums. Skyy was so bad they had 2 albums in 1980. Can you imagine? Like having enough material where you're like, you know what? We did pretty good with that Skyy. What was that? Skyport? I'm sorry. They came out with 2 albums in 1 year. Skyport was the name of this album. The previous album was the good one, and that was Skyway with 1 Y. So Skyway had Sky Zoo and High, the song that Too Short samples on Short But Funky. High, which is a great song, and I have the stems, and I'm gonna get around to that and playing that and breaking that down as well. But this song, Here's to You, it's definitely another East Coast record. It's definitely a record that, because guess what? They're from New York City, right? 2 albums in 1 year. This album didn't do as well as the previous one. This song only did so well on the chart, but I think it's a banger. I think it's a great song, and I want to break it down. So that's what we're going to do. Randy Miller, of course, is the brainchild, the brain trust behind this group. Had a lot to do with brass construction as well. He and Solomon Roberts Jr. are more or less the guys that make everything happen. They write the songs, they produce the songs, arrange the songs, and then they bring the girls in, and they're like the girls of Skyy, and they're like, sing the songs. And the girls are like sisters. So, they've been singing together all their lives. Bonnie, Dolores, and Denise on vocals. So let's jump into the instrumental. You might know it if you're not familiar with the song. That's what we're here to do. We're here to get you familiar. That is why STEM Research, the show, exists, to expose you to music that you might not be as familiar with. All right, so let's make sure we have sound, because that is always helpful when you're doing a show that has sound. And BT Express, thank you so much. Twitch is on my TV. And the big system too. DJ Circuit, thank you for the love. DJ Circuit copped some joints today for Bandcamp Friday. Today is Bandcamp Friday, and what that means is creators on Bandcamp every first Friday of the month, Bandcamp waives their fees, and they say you keep all the money, because it's been tough out here during the pandemic. So pandemic is over, not over. People are out DJing again, but Bandcamp's like, this is really driving a lot of traffic to our platform. Let's keep it going. So on the first Friday of every month, we, the creators, get to keep all the dough. So today, if you purchase something on mikemfnlove.bandcamp.com, I get to keep all the dough. All right. Any other day, they take 15, 20%. It is what it is. It's life. It's life when you play the game. Set up your own site and sell it yourself, all right? Cut out the middleman. All right, let's jump into the joint. It is Here's to You.
Bite on your bun.
Sound like it was recorded in a can. Have you ever done Bad Luck by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes? I sure have. We're going to get back around to some of those that you guys may have missed. Come to Twitch, you'll enjoy the conversation. Absolutely, Shanita. And if you don't, we appreciate you there. Jasmine1269, thank you for the bits. 100 bits, thank you. Existed certainly, but Nile definitely popularized it. And it fed a whole generation of early 80s production. That style. Still waiting for South Soul Orchestra? Gotcha. Got some South Soul. Have I done any Odyssey stems? The only stems that exist for Inside Out are remake stems, meaning they remade the song. They remade the song for a mix contest where DJs could remix Inside Out, and I never liked the remade version. So I haven't done the Odyssey stems because it's not the original version of the song. I'm such a purist. Steve Arrington on drums on the original. Native New Yorker I'm looking for. Native New Yorker is a cut, man. Like, I used to think Native New Yorker was like such a trashy disco record, like, and it was. But it's kind of warmed up into like a cut over the years. Like, honestly, when I hear you're a native New Yorker, like, it just sounds so Broadway. And, like, all the things about me. It sounds so disco. lot of music going on this one. Trash disco though. You're a native New Yorker. Record is so 70s 52nd Street. The Times Square Peep Show era. Absolutely. I like my disco with a little grime on it, a little grit. Bring it down. All right. Tape stopped. That was a tape, stoppage and tape. This transfer obviously didn't go well. They had to bake this tape. This tape was definitely baked. It sounds like it spent a couple hours in the stove. Like grandmama's stove at that. Come on, Skyy. They jamming. There was a groove going on in the studio. Here's To You from Skyy from 1980. Just for you. I love this song. It's a cut, man. It's like, this song definitely got played in its era. It was not a big chart hit. It was top 40 black. It went to number 23 on the black chart, 24 on the dance chart, which will tell you a little something. Didn't really do all that great in the clubs. But you know, Skyy was more about the radio. They were trying to make, and they became the most played on the radio, the most successful group on South Soul radio play wise. There are hundreds of records and songs, or dozens of records that are more memorable than the records that Skyy made, but. With that back-to-back, Call Me, what did they release? It was Call Me, Let's Celebrate When You Touch Me. Pfft, forget about it, bro. 81. It was a wrap, fam. And then Jamaica Funk. Oh, man. Okay. How you go from native New Yorker to Jamaica Funk? Like, those are way different types of records. Way different. But if you are celebrating and living in Jamaica, Queens, I can absolutely see it. At the end of the day, it's all New York City, right?
Bite on your bun.
All right, let's start out with the drums. Drums courtesy of Tommy McConnell. Claps courtesy of Backgrounds. Why do we have claps in? All right, so we start out with the drums. We start out with the drums just for you. My dad turned me onto this song. Strong drums. Yeah, Funkin' for Jamaica is like never too much. Like, those are two songs that no matter when they come on, where they come on, I'm listening to the entire song. If I'm somewhere and Jamaica Funk comes on, if I'm in my car, if it's on the radio, if it's on my playlist, I'm never skipping Funkin' for Jamaica, ever. I'm never skipping Never Too Much, ever. And that's just two that come to mind. Like, never get skipped. Okay, drummer. Nice clap. All right, let's take the clap out. Just the drums. All right, let's find that that Nile-esque guitar. Okay. They have like an echo guitar. They have a rhythm guitar. Guitar 2. Annabelle Butch Sierra on guitar. Solomon Roberts Jr. on guitar from the group Skyy. Let's get some bass in there. That's some Let's Celebrate riffs. Let's pull the drums back, pull the claps back. I like the dubby guitar, I like that. Very dubby, very Jamaica. New York City, where you at? Who's on bass? Who's on bass? Gerald LeBon on bass. Sheet guitar influence, absolutely. Empire Roller Rink Classic. Back when the roller skating rink played up-tempo songs. Even in Chicago. Even in Milwaukee, where I'm from. Let's bring this up. Take the guitars out. Let's get the basses some. Let's get. Come on, bass. Percussion, tambourine, definitely thumb action on that bass. Not playing around with the pick on that. No sir, no sir. Very interesting choice of guitar effects on a R&B record. Kind of post-disco, pre-garage-esque. You know what I'm saying? In 80, this is the sound that's eventually going to evolve into most of the production, especially the stuff coming out of New York City. And a lot of that stuff out of New York is influenced by the Caribbean population. So when you hear these guitars echoing, that's dub all day. That's the Jamaican influence. Like, that's reggae. And it died, and then it comes back. Okay. Got to get the drummer some. So disrespectful to the drummer. Apologies to the drummer. They clap for so long they can't stop. All right, let's dive into what's next. What do we have next here? We have strings and keyboards. Okay, so we are breaking down from 1980, Here's to You by Skyy, from their Skyy Port album. And here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2.
The sound effect. It's actually in the song. It's playing. It is labeled as Synth 1. So it's obviously playing something backwards. Interesting. That's what happens when we break down these songs. All right, let's get some strings. It sounds so, baby. Of course they got strings on the record. What did you think? What'd you think was going to happen? I know they record in New York, but they still do strings. Nice. All right, back to the keys. Larry Greenberg on keys. Randy Miller also on keyboards as well. Synthesizer. They are getting it. Let's go. Take the synthesizers out. Strings. It sounds so, baby. They gotta give you strings. Back to the keys. And that's that. Oh, there's that break again. All right, we get the point. Let's jump into the vocals. It's time for the ladies of Skyy, the sisters, to get it in. So we're going to mute all those channels, bring in the background vocals, the main vocals. And I was mentioning early because of the dub sound of the record, you know, with the guitars, the dubby guitars, and I forgot that Randy Mueller, however you pronounce it, Mueller, Randy Mueller, let's say Mueller, is from Jamaica. So it makes sense that sound had worked its way into Skyy Records, as he is the main producer and one of the minds behind all of the things that happen with the production on the album. So let's get into the vocals. Reminds me of freestyle. Don't stop.
Here's
the
to
rock.
you.
You went there.
Just for you.
83.
Here's to you.
Or was that 84? No, that's like 85, 86.
This song's for you. Here's to you.
Hey.
Just for you. Here's to you.
Damn.
This song's for you.
You're oh so special. There's no one else like you.
your style, your smile, your personality. Like a dream come true, you give me love like no other, so unselfishly. So I'm singing this song, let the whole world know. Keep on doing what you do, what you do. Here's to you. Just for you. Here's to you. This song's for you. Here's to you.
Denise, the lead singer, was your biggest
Just
crush.
for you.
That Brooklyn funk.
Here's to you.
NYC, stand up. We see y'all.
This song's for you. Feels like I'm sitting on top of the world.
Come on.
Whenever you're around me. Pick me up when I'm down. Thank you, boy. Thank you, boy. And when we touch, can't get enough. The feeling's oh so right. One of a kind, so glad you're mine. Keep on doing what you do, what you do. Here's to you. Just for you. Just love the things that Here's you do. You. Baby. This song's for you. I wanna thank you, boy. Here's to you. Just for you. The feeling's oh so Here's right. To you. This song's for you. Yeah, 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 baby.
All right, they take a break. Then there's like a big musical pause, and then we move forward in the record about 2 minutes.
I wanna thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you, thank you. I wanna thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you, thank you. I wanna thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you. I wanna thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you, baby, thank you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Just wanna let you know.
Let me know what.
So I'm singing this song, let the whole world know. Keep on doing what you do, what you do. Here's to you. Just for you. Just love the things that Here's you do. Baby. This song's for you. I got a song to sing. Here's to you. Hey, 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 hey. Just for you. Hey, 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 hey. Here's to you.
Let's go.
This song's for you. Pick me up when Here's I'm down. To you.
Shout out to my man, Operator M's.
Just for you.
My NYC Connect.
Here's to you.
Bless me with these stems.
Hey, 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 hey. This song's for you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Here's to you. Just for you. Here's to you. Baby.
Come on.
This song's for you. Here's to you. Wow. Wow.
Come on now.
Just for you. I always want you around. Here's to you. You never let me down. This song's for you. Here's to you.
Bonnie, Dolores,
just for you.
Bonnie, Dolores, and Denise.
Here's to you.
AKA the ladies of Skyy, doing their thing.
This song's for you.
All vocals courtesy of the ladies. There it is. Here's to you. Just for you. The one and only Skyy from 1980 on S.T.E.M Research. Here's to you. one of their more East Coast records. Of course, the group is based out of New York City, so I wanted to show my people from New York City that were from New York on the feed some love. And also, again, my man Operator M's, who put me up on the song. He's like, I'm going through the stems, the initial, after I get them, this hard drive full of all these folders of stems. I'm like, Skyy, I see Call Me and I see Let's Celebrate, just the songs that I love. And I'm like, what is this other Skyy, Here's to You? He's like, you know it. Trust me, you know it. And I went and listened to it, and sure enough, I did know it. It was just one of those forgotten songs, but it's not forgotten by everybody. And I appreciate you guys digging it and getting into it. But Native New Yorker, come on. Come on, bro, that's trash. Like, what what are you doing, New York City? Like, what are you doing? Like, that's you're a native. I hear that. Like, I hear people playing that. I've heard people play that during the pandemic. I'm like, what are you doing? So I have a better appreciation for it now than definitely in the 70s. Like, that's a trashy disco song, bro. I'm sorry, but shout out to y'all. Shout out to New York City, man. If it is, it is. Like, if y'all say it is, then it is. Who are we sending shout outs to? Who's this? My first experience on Twitch was listening to you, and I didn't subscribe. I did now. Damn, your thing is crazy. Look at that, man. That touches my heart. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's like you came back. Like, you know what? I don't know who this guy is or what he's doing. I don't know what he knows. I don't know why he knows what he knows. I make some mistakes. Earlier I said that the Hot Mix 5 started in 84, and Marcus Chapman corrected me and said, no, the Hot Mix 5 started in 81, and he's absolutely right. I'm thinking that was when I interviewed Scott Seals last year, and he got kicked. Scott Seals is one of the original members of the WBMX Hot Mix 5, and he got kicked out in 1984. So I sometimes confuse my dates and things of everything, but that's why we have the chat. That's why the stimulators are here to pull me back, to reel me in, to say, hey, man, no, that's wrong. This is when it happened. So 1981 was popping. You had the Hot Mix 5 doing their thing. You had Herb Kent doing his thing with the punk out. So, and they're playing a lot of the same music. So let's jump into our final stem of the night. It is Whodini. Our first Whodini stems. We're keeping it New York. We're keeping the new grimy New York today. Brooklyn, stand up. All right. Well, the first one was Sister Sledge, but Nile Rodgers, New York. So New York influence, New York influence is everywhere. And this is another song from 1984. That great year. 5 Minutes of Funk. The Friends back with 5 Minutes of Funk. Jesus. Rap really kind of started to come into its own in 1984. It's like the early, like 79 to 84 or 80, 83, 84. Then rap changed in 1984. You know what I'm saying? It started to become more musical. The label that they were on, Jive Records, Whodini was signed to Jive. This is Magic's Wand is still produced by Thomas Dolby. These guys from Brooklyn were flying to London to have their albums produced. Their first 2 albums done in Battery Studios in London. Thomas Dolby, as I just said, produced Mr. Magic's Wand. It's all in Mr. Magic's Wand, which was like, I don't even know how to describe these records and how they made me feel at that time. So when I hear that song to this day, Mr. Magic's Wand, it takes me, it's like it's 82 again. It's 83. Not so much with 5 Minutes of Funk and Friends, because those songs were massive party records. They played them on the radio. Unfortunately, they didn't really report those records, and they didn't report them as sales either, which is why once the 90s started and SoundScan came in, they had to give these artists the credit that they were due. you talk about groups like Sugar Hill Gang. I mean, granted, the Robinsons were crooks, but they never report. Like, we don't know to this day how many copies, how many 12 inches Sugar Hill Gang sold with Rapper's Delight, because the Robinsons were never going to divulge that kind of information and have to pay taxes on that. Like, that could well be one of the highest selling 12 inches of all time. But because you could easily just say, it only went gold and get away with, like, there was really no way you could trace that information. And even back in these days, when Whodini was starting to pop in 1984, their records were getting played on night radio, but they weren't getting added or reported. And that is where you get chart position and you get credit for, all of the things. They didn't have to do that back in those days. They could go this rap. And again, in 1984, rap music is a fad in the minds of program directors, in the minds of adults, in the minds of people selling the records in the record store. They didn't think rap was going to last. And groups like Whodini, Run DMC, 84 is a very pivotal year, because the first Run DMC album dropped, the first Fat Boys album dropped, the Whodini Escape album dropped, and then Sugar Hill put out a couple of quote-unquote compilations. They put out the Treacherous 3 and the Crash Crew albums, which were more or less compilations of all of the 12 inches that they had put out up until that point. So Sugar Hill was still doing their thing. Beach Street drops in 1984. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 broke up and split into Grandmaster Melly Mel and the Furious 5. Very pivotal year. What else dropped that year? Oh, the Nucleus dropped, and Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow with the 8 Million Stories. AJ Scratch. That's another B-side wins again, because 8 Million Stories was the single with Run DMC on the A-side, and then AJ Scratch on the B-side. Forget about it. It was a wrap. And They're Playing Basketball is on that album as well. They're playing basketball. So 1984, very pivotal year in albums dropping and the culture starting to really take a hold. And then, of course, once records like It's Yours dropped and I Need a Beat, after that, like, the culture just started to go in a completely different direction. So as much as they say 86 with KRS-One and Rakim dropping and Ultramagnetic, really the seeds were planted in 84. Roxanne, and Dougie Fresh the Show in 85, Whistles, Just Buggin'. Like, rap really started to change from the old school, the Sugar Hill, the ha, and that wasn't just on that label. I mean, everybody was doing those styles. So, Escape, the breakthrough album, produced entirely by Larry Smith at Battery Studios in London. Check out the track listing. 5 Minutes of Funk, Freaks Come Out at Night, two classics right out the bat, featuring Grandmaster D, which was the 5 Minutes of Funk instrumental. We never understood that. I still don't to this day. Why is this track called featuring Grandmaster D? And it's the okay. Big Mouth, which eventually became a single as well. You got a big mouth, and that remix, doom doom cha doom doom cha cha, and they had a video for it. Escape, I Need a Break. It was a 12-inch. It was a UK record, I guess. Friends, forget about it. That's the record that put them over the top. That got them radio play. That's all you heard on the radio in 84. Friends and 5 Minutes of Funk, back to back. They're on the same 12-inch. Out of Control, I don't even remember. And We Are Whodini. Grandmaster D. Oh, my God. We Are Whodini, a great song. So 8 tracks deep. That's it. That's all. And it took them to the next level. Of course, the Swatch Watch Fresh Fest came soon after that, and rap really took off. Really, really took off. So 84, a very pivotal year. So let's get into the interesting stems. So rap stems, I say this all the time, are different, at least the way they made records back then. So Larry Smith recorded an entire track of bass, an entire, and the stuff doesn't fade in and fade out. So I'll be punching in and punching out all of the different elements to kind of give you a feel of the record 5 Minutes of Funk. And special bonuses in the track are extra verses, alternate take verses, and an entire ecstasy verse that was never used on the record, that was supposed to go right at the end of the record. And as you know, the record 5 Minutes of Funk, it's like 3 minutes left of nothing but instrumental, or at least 2 minutes of instrumental. Well, there was a rap that was supposed to go there. Why they didn't use it, I don't know, but we will present that today on STEM Research. So let's get into it. 5 Minutes of Funk from Whodini. All right, all of that set up for nothing. Okay, let's set it up on the. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get a technical person to do all of the technical jive. What? I'm a DJ, bro. I can do this. Featuring Grandmaster D was just like Extended Beat by Eric B. and Rakim. Yes, Move the Crowd instrumental. Very good. Very good point.
5 minutes of funk.
Hey! This was so hard, bro. So there's going to be a lot of elements that never got used. There's keyboards that never got used. Drums, all the drums got used. It's very raw. This is the raw session of 5 Minutes of Funk. Let's dive in. You hear that extra keyboard line? That high key? Never used. Cutting room floor. Not even layered. Not even used in the layer. Another layer. This one was used. So the high key, never used. Let's take the high key out. So this one is to fatten up or add to the main riff, which is it's the main riff. So you add both of the riff keys together. Let's take the crash effects. And that kind of makes that sound. All right.
Left.
song. Where the bass at, bro? Where the bass? Come on! Larry Smith on bass. On the Fender Jazz bass. We gotta let him eat. We gotta let him eat. Electric piano. It sounded like the power up in Defender. Somebody squeezing a rubber ducky. That clapping.
I'm sorry, your 5 minutes are up. Please give me another hit, or your body will be interrupted.
Crazy. All right. What else do we have? We have keyboard bass. Synth, keyboard bass, and the actual bass working in tandem. And this helped, man. Like, they brought a musicality to rap. Okay, come on. Hold on, let's back it up. Come on, Larry Smith with the riff at the end. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Played that live? Played that live, man. Can you imagine just sitting there for 5 minutes? 5 minutes, because that's how long the record song is called, 5 Minutes of Funk. Yeah, so Sugar Hill certainly had a musicality in the music, but Run DMC came about and the music started being stripped back. You know, it wasn't about the musicality anymore. It was just about hard beats in your face. And there were instruments, and lo and behold, Larry Smith produced the early Run DMC, the first 2 albums, Run DMC and King of Rock. So he knew something about musicality. He also knew something about working with rappers. But he wasn't going to take Whodini in the same direction as Run DMC. Run DMC was at the top of the world in '84. And they would just continue to get bigger. Both groups would, really. Because Whodini's magnum opus drops in '86, Back in Black. Which is like this album, Escape is good, but that Back in Black. All right, let's see if there's any instruments that we missed the first time around.
5 minutes of funk.
Before we jump into the that's so cold when that comes in, man. One man band, baby. All keyboards and drums. Lynn drum claps. Wait a minute, I missed my.
4 minutes left.
I was so geeked just hearing that. I was like, the vocoder is in there. STEM research, baby. I love it. I love it. Like, just to be able to go into these songs that I listened to and played and partied to.
3 minutes left.
Oh, move it forward. Get the other one.
2 minutes left.
All right, let's get into. I mean, that's it for the music. I'm not gonna sit here and play programmed drums for 4 minutes because it's not. It just doesn't do anything. So we have alternate vocals. Let's start with the alternate vocal takes, and then we'll work our way to the classic vocal takes that you know from the record. So we have a Jalil practice verse. Let's check that out.
Now the party didn't start till I walked in. I probably won't leave till the damn thing ends. But in the meantime and in between time, if you work your thing, then I'll work mine. Cause we came here together so we could have fun. Me and you, baby, going one-on-one. This is the last chance for us to get off. So either get loose or you ought to get lost. Cause I'm just about ready to do my thing. A stone cold New York rap machine. With the bass in your face, the highs in your eyes. Here's a little something to keep you energized. On the turntables, you got Master D and the rap machine on the MIC. Said 1 for the money and 2 for the bass. Come on, Master D, let's rock this place. 3 minutes left to rock this funk. To separate the good stuff from the junk. So get in the groove, feel the sound. And once you're inside, spread yourself around. Now sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Get ready for a trip through the atmosphere. Gonna take you for a ride through the twilight zone. I don't need a spaceship, I use my microphone. Now hold on tight with all your mic, cause I'll be rocking like this for the rest of the night. Now I'm the J, I'm the A, the L-I-L. When I'm on the mic, I do serve well. I'm the one, I'm the only master of the ceremony. Guaranteed to rock, I'm definitely not a phony. I'm your tip tapper, the master rapper. When I'm on the mic, it's a sheer disaster. Cause MCs crumble when we rumble. Some think I'm soft just because I'm humble. I'ma prove to you all that I'm a man, and you'll never mistake me for soft again. So all you MCs, I hope you're real good listeners. Cause in this battle, I'm taking no prisoners. I'm slaying MCs right on the spot. Cause I'm the master of the rap, the doctor of the rock. He's my ace, my king, my pride and joy. Come on, ecstasy, it's on you, homeboy.
Me and my partner from the start, we used to get together after dark. Sometimes we rap, sometimes we sing. In the summer or the winter, cause it ain't no thing. And ever since I first came round, side by side we would throw down. Tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row. I'm gonna show you who stole the show, because this jam here is our showstopper. We didn't want to use it, but I guess we got it. With the man of the hour, make the ladies scream and holler. Too hot to try, too sweet to be sour. I'm gonna set the record straight, and I hope that it is not too late. Because just because I'm unemployed, that don't mean I'm null and void. 1 for the trouble, 2 for the bass, 3 for the ladies, 4 for the place. 5 minutes of funk, this ain't no junk. So pull your bottom off the tree stump. Ladies real pretty from city to city. But now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. From the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. I'm gonna rock 'em while I still got 'em. I'll rap and shower, have style and power. And this is our disco hour. If at first you don't succeed, practice is just what you need. After you start, you cannot quit. You've got to commit yourself to it. Well, I can rock and I can roll, cause I've got hip-hop in my soul. I've got hip-hop in my soul. I've got hip-hop in my soul. If you came here to this here place to see Jaleel and Nick to see tear up the place, find that body upright and soft, and tell all the MC just to get off. I'm gonna rock to the T.O.P. and all I want Damn, I fucked up. After you start, you cannot quit. You got to commit yourself to it. I can rock it, I can roll.
Practice.
We've got hip hop in our soul. We've got hip hop in our soul. We've got hip hop in our soul. Do it. I fucked it up. I'm gonna do it again.
All right. So that's the scratch verse. That is practice. They just practicing in the studio, right? Just practice. Just a little bit of practice. Not the verses that would become the great. And it's interesting to hear that because that's not even the alternate verse that I'm telling you that Ecstasy does. The third verse. All right. So let's get into Jalil and Ecstasy's actual verses, and we'll drop some of the elements in, and this will be a more along the lines of more relaxed delivery and everything that was on the record.
Now the party didn't start till I walked in, and I probably won't leave until the thing ends. But in the meantime and in between time, if you work your thing, then I'll work mine. Cause we came here together so we could have fun. Me and you, baby, going one-on-one. Now this is the last chance for us to get off. So either get loose or you ought to get lost. Cause I'm just about ready to do my thing. Cause I'm a stone cold New York rap machine. I'ma give you what I got, and baby, that's plenty. And never has one man rocked so many. I'ma make you wet, then make you sweat, just to see how funky you can get. Now when I'm on the mic, I do serve well, and I go by the name of the rapper Jalil.
How many rappers used their government name back then? None.
4 minutes left.
Now sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Get ready for a trip through the atmosphere. I'm going to take you for a ride through the twilight zone. I don't need a spaceship, I use my microphone. So hold on tight with all your mic, cause I'll be rocking like this for the rest of the night. It's Jalil, y'all, your master rapper. And when I'm on the mic, it's a sheer disaster. Cause MCs crumble when we rumble. Some think I'm soft just because I'm humble. So all you MCs, I hope you're real good listeners. Cause in this battle, I'm taking no prisoners. I'm slaying MCs right on the spot. Cause I'm the master of the rap, the doctor of the rock, the jack of all trades, the master of one. And the thing I master's called having fun. We got 3 minutes left to rock this funk, to separate the good stuff from the junk. So get in the groove and feel the sound. And once you're inside, spread yourself around from the bottom to the top to the bottom. Come on, Master D, and get funky while we got him.
3 minutes left.
Me and my partner from the start, we used to get together after dark. Sometimes we rap, sometimes we sing. In the summer or the winter, cause it ain't no thing. And ever since I first came round, side by side we would throw down. We came here to this here place to serve you all right to your face, because this jam here is our showstopper. We didn't want to use it, but I guess we got it with the men of the hour. Make the ladies scream and holler. Too hot to try, too sweet to be sour. I'm gonna set the record straight, and I hope that it is not too late. If you want the best, I won't settle for less. Put your money on me, I'm your best bet. Come on, 1 for the trouble, 2 for the bass, 3 for the ladies, 4 for the plays. 5 minutes of funk, this ain't no jump. So pull your bottom off the tree stump. Ladies real pretty, the city. But now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. From the bottom to the top to the bottom. I'm gonna rock on why I still got 'em. I'll rap and shower, have style and power. And this is our disco hour. I don't know if all of you have heard, so it's up to me to spread the word about the man that we feel. It's got to be real. Our crown on the wheels of steel. He goes by the name of Grandmaster D. So if it's all right with you, it's all right with me. We're gonna rock you people's minds with ease, with some help from the maestro, if you please.
He snapped. Okay, he snapped. Lesson will be watching this, and she's like, these old rappers, maybe some of you are even like these old rappers. Let me tell you something. Those are the only records, this era of rap are the only records I know that I could step to a mic and do karaoke and not have to look at the lyrics on the screen. This is the music I grew up with, literally. There are very few 90s rap songs that if you put on, even the songs that I love, the era, the music and the songs that I love, I could not step to a mic and do all of the lines from If I Ruled the World. And it's a relatively simple rap. But this This literally is the music of my coming of age. I'm 17, 18 years old when this record drops. So this is all I'm listening to. This is all everyone. This is party music. So that verse is a crazy verse. So I'm going to back it up a little bit and then just let it go into the verse that was never used. All right, so let's back it up a little bit. Looks like class is running a little late.
Top to the bottom, I'm gonna rock 'em. Why? I still got 'em. I'll rap and shower, has style and power, and this is our disco hour. I don't know if all of you have heard, so it's up to me to spread the word about the man that we feel has got to be real. Our crown prince on the wheels of steel. He goes by the name of Grandmaster D. So if it's all right with you, it's all right with me. We're gonna rock you people's minds with ease, with some help from the maestro, if you please.
All right, and here is the verse that never made the record.
I am the man with 1,000 rhymes. Couldn't say all of them in 1 week's time. So I say some here and say some there. I won't say them again early next year. That's why I keep the rhymes under lock and key. And the only one that knows them is Jalil and me. We're the originator, not the imitator. No one rocks better, no one rocks greater. I'm a specialist, a given wish. All the young ladies' favorite dish. I'm poppin' fresh, I'm picturesque. Full of charm, got a lot of zest. So let the rapper ecstasy cast the first stone and then attempt to tickle your funny bone. Cause I'm here, I'm there, I'm on the air. So come on, get your body gear. This disco rock's the best that I've got. And once I get started, I'm hard to stop. Cause I'm too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Too young to quit, too old to scold. Too happy to cry, too sad to laugh. Too smart to school, so now I teach a class. Twice as nice as Coke on ice. On top of the pile, take my advice. I'm sweet and sour as lemon drop. About ready to go to synchronize your watch. I'm light as jello, smooth as cream. Better than the rest from what I've seen. Hotter than fire, too young to retire. With a special gift to take you one step higher. The doctors of the rock, the masters of the rap. But besides all that.
There it is. A verse that honestly could have made the record, right? Maybe Jalil didn't want to be outshined.
I'm sorry, your 5 minutes are up. Please give me another hit, or your party will be interrupted.
So that was supposed to be on all of that instrumental part at the end of the song. Again, I said this yesterday, I said it today. If you know the song 5 Minutes of Funk, it was literally 2 minutes of just instrumental after that second verse. And it's there because for whatever reason, and I'm not saying that I like that verse to me fits in with what he was doing on the first verse, right? It could have been on the record, but for whatever reason they left it off. And that reasoning probably being, bro, how you gonna have 2 verses and I only got 1? Jealousy in the studio. So there it is, Whodini wrapping up another episode of STEM Research. Thank you guys for taking the trip with us. Thank you guys on the other social platforms for hanging out and watching us when you did. We have some shout outs to give because that is what we do. We do thank yous at the end of every show to the people that are on the feed. So if you are still on the feed, we wish you, let's take Whodini off the screen and let's go to the thank yous. Z3M, Baltimore Z3MCs on Beauty and the Beat, produced by Duke Booty on Old Man Rap. You better believe it, bro. You absolutely, you know what, Eastern, I'm going to have you do a playlist, like program an hour, like write down your favorites. But I think like we're really on the same page because how I grew up, again, I grew up in Milwaukee. So in this era, it's nothing but rap for us. Like the DJs, that's all we bought. That's all we listened to. It wasn't about house until like 86 when Time to Jack and some of those records started to break through. 85, 86 is when we started to get into house music. So Milwaukee is like 90 miles from Chicago, an hour and a half. So the music eventually made its way up here. But Chicago had a 5-year a 5-year head start, starting in 1980, 81, 82, 83, 84. By 82, 83, 84, house music is everywhere here. It's king in Chicago, but all we had is rap. So Duke Booty, hell, I'll give you Duke Booty Livewire from his solo album on Mercury. Why did Duke Booty have a solo album? But yeah, Beauty and the Beat, absolutely. Triple Threat, Funky Fresh MCs from Baltimore. Come on, man. That's the music I grew up. King Cut on Beauty and the Beat originally before it got picked up on Profile. Coast to Coast, I'm not a big fan of Coast to Coast as much as everybody liked Coast to Coast back then. Listen up. Dot, 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 dot. Anyway, old man rap is my life. That is all I listen to in our day. Anyway, it is time to say our thank yous. Coming soon this month, the Old Man Rap Show on Saturdays will be coming soon. We got a Restream bot, yes, because we picked up Restream. We are restreaming on Facebook. We are restreaming on Twitter. We are restreaming on my YouTube page as well. So you're gonna hear about us. You're gonna see us one way or another. How many followers did we get? We still at 505 followers. That's good. So thank you to everyone that has followed the show. Thank you to our moderator, Lesson, who is back. She was under the weather for a few days, not feeling the best, but she is getting better. And thank you so much to my daughter. I love you so much. So thank you for being here. Gotta check on my child. A10, Benjamin Tallenhue, Coleman Love 28, Commander Roots, Cool Ass Bianca in the chat again. DJ Lazy E, DJ Sir Cat, DJ Tony Jacks, thank you. Eastern 001, Arabs, Feet, Gold Meyer 1. Golda Meir, that's somebody from Milwaukee. Anybody with Golda Meir as their screen name is from Milwaukee. So shout out to my Milwaukee fam. Appreciate that. King T7, Lacey Lux, Marcus Chapman, thank you. Michael 5730, Mr. Majors, Miss Chris 7, thank you. Nat Zelly, Nick Lucive, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. In this house, we sing the Stevie Wonder. You would think that in this house we would do the birthday line, but we don't, because my kids are like, bro, we're not doing the birthday line. And I'm like, we're not doing the birthday line. I did the birthday line 5 trillion times. Why would I do it in my own home? NTJ Chicago, thank you. On Third, Arnita, thank you. Shaggy Nice 1911, thank you. Skippy Skip 17, Spike Trap Claire, Son of Mano, that dude Shaka 0871, the original DJ JU Ice, Tiz Cloud and Virgo Pros, thank you for making this another great class. Monday, we will return with 2 more stems. We are going to do we're doing 2 stems on Monday. We're going to do Earth, Wind, and Fire, what's Boogie Wonderland, and want something from DeBarge. Something probably, let me look here. Let me look at my DeBarge, because there's just DeBarge just fell out of the sky. DeBarge stems, like you would have thought they recorded at Sigma Studios, like out of nowhere, like all the DeBarge stems in the world. Something from DeBarge. So it's gonna be hot though. So make sure you check that out this Monday. Stay with me. All right, stay with me. It is. There it is. So the original DJ J.U. Ice has spoken. Stay With Me by DeBarge will be the song. So let me make a note of this. Let me make a note of it, because I'll forget. And be like, Mike Love, you said you was gonna do Stay With Me. And that's gonna be a dope song to break down, just because of how it eventually morphed into this great song. I got a great story. I have a great story about that song. Thank you, DJ J.U. Ice. I will. Stay With Me and Boogie Wonderland. That's going to be a dope show. So we'll be back on Monday. Let's see who is broadcasting so we can go and raid someone. Let's take our 21 viewers, 10 of who are actual people, to somebody else's feed. Let's see who's on the decks on a Friday night. Loading our activity. Thank you again to everybody, man. Thank you for all the insight and input on the chat, the perspective and thought. That is what this show is about. Lord knows I only know so much. Damn, I could run a 1 minute ad break. I don't think so. I hate commercials in the middle of in the middle of videos you're watching on YouTube. It's a commercial pop up. Like, come on, bro. And on Facebook, it's the worst. Like Facebook, it's like on Facebook, they're like, oh, he's into this. He's into these top 100 highlights of all time. You know what I'm saying? You watching it, and then it's like a commercial pops in. DJ Jazzy Jeff, what is he doing on? All right, let's go check out the master. We was talking about Philly earlier and Sigma Studios, and Jazzy Jeff is a STEM master. He is a STEM master. He is one of the top of the food chain guys. So let's raid him. Let's raid the master, DJ Jazzy Jeff. We may even get a shout out. Who knows? We'll see. And if we don't, we don't. But go in, do what we do. We can't raid Jazzy Jeff. You don't play that? All right, Jazzy Jeff don't play that. We can't raid him. Let's try it one more time just to make sure. Sometimes it's technical on my end. Yep. No rating of Jazzy Jeff. You don't play that. Some people don't have their settings set for raids, and some people you can't raid. But I know who we can raid. Soul in the Horn. So let's take it over to Soul in the Horn, where the concept is every song they play must have a horn in it. Natasha Diggs is the curator, and everybody and their mama is a DJ. So, I mean, not is a DJ, but they have a whole lot of guest DJs. I don't want to make it sound like everybody and their mama is a DJ, although everybody and their mama is a DJ. Respect to Natasha Diggs and the Soul in the Horn channel. So let's raid them. All right. Let's go now. Class is dismissed.